Hello, and welcome to week 4 of Management 583 Strategic Planning and Implementation. I'm Dr. Greg Parsons, and I put this video together to give you a preview of the assignments that are coming up for this week and to give you a little bit of explanation and some helpful hints that will hopefully make your life a little bit easier. It's fairly short, so sit back and enjoy. And if you have any questions about the following, you know how to reach me, and I'm more than willing to give you more explanation and details. Good luck. So, week number 4, we have 3 chapters from the textbook. One is on situational analysis and business strategy, that's chapter 5. Then there's corporate strategy, chapter 6. And chapter 7 is functional strategy and strategic choice. We also have a set of PowerPoints associated with each one of those chapters that you can find in the Start Here in the course resources. There are 2 specific assignments that come out of this. One is a discussion post in the article. The second is an article review or summary. We'll take a look at the discussion post first. You have a choice between 2 topics. Topic 1 is for you to describe the advantages and disadvantages of being the first mover in industry. Give some examples of being a first mover or a late mover. Were they successful? The second topic is compare and contrast SWOT or SWOT analysis with portfolio analysis. And of course, your initial post should be in no later than Wednesday. I would prefer earlier, which gives your classmates a chance to respond to your posts. The idea, of course, behind these discussion posts is to establish and advance a discussion about these particular topics. And if you're turning your post in too late, nobody has a chance to respond. I mean, ideally, these would be a back and forth discussion, not simply one post, one response, and then you're done. The idea is this would be a continuing discussion about some of these topics. That is the idea behind it. So let's take a look at the first topic choice that you might have, which involves timing tactics. You'll find this in your textbook. It explains what timing tactics are, what being a first mover is, what being a late mover is. So we don't really need to spend a lot of time describing that in your discussion post. You can simply, pull out a definition out of the book and put it into your discussion post. The part that you're supposed to contribute is not the description, but finding examples and then saying why they were successful and what the advantages were of being a first mover, or what are the disadvantages or advantages being a late mover. So it's not so much the definition of each of these, but it's the examples and illustrations and explanation about the advantages and disadvantages that we're really looking for here. In topic number 2, you're going to be comparing 2 different forms of analysis. One is called the SWOT, Strengths, Weaknesses, Opportunities, and Threats analysis. And here from your textbook you have a description about what SWOT analysis is, what it does for you, what it doesn't do for you. And you're going to be comparing then to what's called portfolio analysis, which you can also find in your textbook, and it explains how portfolio analysis works. The idea here is you're going to be describing but also comparing and contrasting specifically what they are used for. And that's the whole idea, is they're used for entirely different purposes, and so your discussion post should involve describing in what situations, at what stage of a strategic management you would use SWOT analysis, at what stage and in what type of companies you would use a portfolio analysis. And again, you may see that one of these topics appears to be a little more straightforward, a little easier to deal with than the other. And I'll remind you again, your textbook can be used as a reference. However, we expect you to use additional scholarly research articles from the library to support your analysis and support your conclusions. The article summary, the second assignment due in week number 4, requests that you take one of these subjects listed below. I won't go through them all, but at least one of these subjects, and find an article in the online library, a scholarly journal article, and to write a review / summary of a particular article. Okay. Looking ahead for week number 5, and this is really where I wanted to get to, because there's going to be another paper due in your series of papers on an organization regarding their strategic management. Remember, the week 3 paper or week 2 paper involved a organizational analysis of the company that you chose. Now the week 5 paper is going to be the environmental and financial analysis, and here it describes what you're going to be turning in. In this case it's going to be a little longer, a 7 to 10 page paper, and it describes the type of information you're going to need to pull out for the company that you're analyzing. This is going to be due Sunday of week number 5. And what I wanted you to do, of course, is be aware of what's coming up, so that as you're working this week and preparing your discussion posts and preparing your article reviews, that you know that this is going to be coming up and that you should be choosing research that's going to help you when you put together your next paper. So, the keys to success for week number 4. By now you should have returned rubric and papers for your organizational analysis paper. Use those suggestions and comments both in the rubric and on the paper to help guide you in your next set of writings. You should also have a returned rubric on your discussion post from last week. These are meant to guide you and improve in particular areas, so pay attention to those. I'm not doing it for my health. This is to help you improve your writing. Everybody needs to get better, and I'm trying to point you in the direction that'll help you improve. Ask questions about the assignments. If you're unclear about what you're supposed to be doing, how you should be writing things, how you should be researching things, the structure and content of what you're writing, ask me. That's one of the points of my job description, is I'm supposed to be available to answer questions that you might have. So if you're unclear about something, you'd like further explanation, don't feel that just because we're not sitting in the same room, in the same classroom, that you can't reach me. It's actually easier to reach me here through text messages or emails or ask questions in the classroom than it would be trying to track down a professor on a large campus. Write your discussion post early. As soon as you have something you want to put it up there so that others have a chance to respond. As I mentioned earlier, the whole idea of doing these discussion posts is to establish a dialogue, a back and forth about these particular topics. Your initial post should be a lengthy, substantial, research-based analysis of the particular topic you've chosen. The follow-up post can be short. They should include questions to get the initial writer to engage in a dialogue. We're going to be looking ahead to next week's assignment, the paper that you're going to be writing for week number 5, to make sure that the work that you're doing this week, the research you're doing and the writing, will contribute to and be consistent with the work that's going to be done next week. So when you choose your topic and you choose your articles that you're going to be researching, think ahead and say, will I be able to use these when I do my work for my paper next week? Okay, get smart about it. Okay, that's about it for week number 4. You know how to reach me if you have any questions. Good luck with the assignment, and again, keep looking ahead to what's coming so that you can be efficient and effective with your studying.